Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Skies of Arcadia Revisited. I'm Nye. And you didn't miss much. There was a little bit of a cutscene that happened after last episode got cut off, and that was mainly just the camera swooping around the Delphinus to show that Clara's ship was also there, and then the camera panned into this room right here to show us everybody standing around. Vice is excited that we escaped from the Grand Fortress twice, and he should be, because that is amazing. Nobody's escaped from it even once before, so he's well ahead of the game. And Pinta's glad that we're all together again. Clara seems particularly happy that she gets to be with Gilder, and Gilder is not so happy about this whole situation. Clara is going creepy stalker lady all over the place. Gilder believes he's out of one prison into the next. Oh, and Aka's amused. She is incredibly amused. Fina's happy for them both, especially Clara, who's, of course, happy to be with Gilder, and everyone is just kind of satisfied. Gilder's starting to miss that jail cell in Valua. I'm not sure I exactly blame him, and Enrique just seems altogether nonplussed by the whole situation. Since they have a new ship, it's time to decide on who's going to be the captain. Even though this is his ship, he's not an experienced sailor, he'd feel more comfortable with someone else at the helm. Aka decides who she would cast her vote for quite immediately. She says it's going to be Vice, who is completely astonished by this idea. Fina says that she agrees with Aka. She would feel the most comfortable with him as the captain. I mean, he's already the head of the group anyways. Clara says that she just met him, but she knows something. There's something about him. She thinks he would make an excellent captain. And Gilder says he's a great sailor and a good leader, and he thinks he'd make great captain. So it's fairly unanimous. Vice will have to accept the responsibility of being captain of the Delphinus. Though it is a question, though. You are allowed to decide. Will you do it, or do you think you're not up to it? And everybody knows that a good swashbuckler is completely confident in his own abilities. So therefore, yes, we will do it. We will be a badass. We will not let you down. And everybody's happy about it. Wasn't it his dream to be the captain of his own ship? That is exactly right. Now we have the best ship in the not galaxy, but skies. Skies, that's what we're looking for. The Delphinus is going to need a new flag. Every crew should have a flag that symbolizes what they stand for. And we should start working on one now. The Delphinus should have a flag as soon as possible. That is absolutely true. We should work on that instead of doing everything else we're supposed to be doing today. Enrique thinks that Vice, Ake, and Fina should get together and design their new flag. Because he's a Prince of Valua, he doesn't think it is his place to design a near pirate's flag, but he can always judge any ideas that we might have. That sounds like an idea. Fina wants to... She's surprised that we'd want her to design one, but hey, you're part of the crew. Why not? It'll be fun, and it's free. And then I get choices about what to do. Aka wants to take a look around the Delphinus. I think that's an absolutely fantastic idea. Everybody should split up and check out the ship. If something's wrong with it, it's better to find out now than in the heat of battle. That's very, very true, too. Break time. Let's be back at the bridge when we're done. So there's a couple things that we want to do while we're here. First, we want to go take a look at these compartments, especially this one, the rattling one. There might be something in here, and as we open it, we find out that, oh, hey, look, it's Marco. It just happens to be stowed away on the prince's ship. Marco is not surprised at all to see Vice, though I guess he was just listening in on the entire conversation the entire time there. Vice is surprised to hear him, and Marco heard the prince's ship was finished and was being prepared for departure, so he snuck on board and was planning on escaping Valua in it when all of a sudden Vice comes in and steals the ship himself. He'd heard the prince was a really nice guy, so he figured that he wouldn't kill him for trying to escape, at least not right away. And he never would have thought that us, of all people, would get our hands on the ship, and at least now he doesn't have to go looking for us. He's going to travel along with us wherever we like, whether we like it or not, but he'll stay out of our way. Well, that's fantastic. Marco is pretty pushy, but he is going to be our first crew member. We are now going to have to go hunt down a lot of crew members. I've already laid the groundwork for a number of them, but Marco is our first crew member. He is a sailor. I'll get a little bit into what actual crew members do later on. Now we'll go on to the other side, fairly symmetrical ship, and as we open up that hatch, we gain ourselves a Moonberry, and that will conclude all the treasure that we're going to find on the ship. There's one more thing I'm going to try to do. I don't know if it works, because technically Fina is not actually in our active party right now. So I'm not sure if the game will allow me to do this. But on the... No, not up the stairs. That's actually what I didn't want you to do. Of all the things that I wanted you to do right now, that was not one of them. Okay. Let's go this way. And now we can go out on deck. And hopefully... the game will do what I want it to do and will allow me to actually get the Cham that's out here. Let's go looking for it real quick. It's over here somewhere. Yep, there it is. So there's the Cham. So we have now done everything we actually need to do on deck. There's actually no reason for me to do anything else. What the game wants you to do is it wants you to explore the Delphinus and just give you an idea of like the fact that you actually have a ship. Like, it's one of the coolest things in the game. That the fact that you have a ship that is yours, and you'll be outfitting it and doing a lot of things with it for the remainder of the game. But I've already seen all of it, and I don't really care to go looking around right now. I mean, it's a ship. You have a crow's nest, you have a galley, you have a eating place, you have a a deck, and that's about it. So now we need to go and talk to a Gilder. He wants to know if we finish looking around the ship, because he wants to talk to us about something, and all we have to say is I've pretty much seen everything I wanted to, and we'll just talk. So it's a quick cutscene here, not a very long one, but it is a little bit of unfortunate information. So Gilder has to let us know that he's leaving. He's going to head back and meet up with the Claudia. We were kind of surprised by this because he's one of the most badass characters in the game, but he says this is probably his only chance to escape from Clara. He doesn't think he's ready to settle down just yet. You know what? I have to agree with him. You guys make a really cute couple. That's probably very true, but don't even joke about that, says Gilder. Wonderful. So it's a good joke. Everybody's going to miss him. I'm especially going to miss him because we didn't even get to see half of what he's able to do in the game. But he has 3 pieces of advice for us. So piece of advice number 1 is that we need to get a crew. Well, I'm going to start working on that immediately. Because this ship, the ship is huge. We need a lot of crew members to take care of the specific duties. No, I was just talking about that last episode. We just did a big battle with it. Somehow without these people, so I don't think we need them all that much. But we need to get a good watchman, a cook, a gunner, and all that good stuff. There's plenty of skilled sailors out there who will join the fight against Valua. That's absolutely true. We're going to be hunting them down one at a time throughout the remainder of the Let's Play. If we run into anyone who can help us, bring them aboard. The more crew members that we have, the better our ship will operate. Secondly, we need a base. We'll need a place to repair our ship, and our crew will need warm beds and warm meals every once in a while, and also a place to hide out. Our father's was his own base. It was on Pirate Isle. Well, we'll need our own headquarters as well. Eventually, they'll run out of places to berth because there's only so many islands in the sky. What about that deserted island that he found us on? Crescent Isle. It has a name, even though no one knows where it is. That island looks just about right. We should head back there and make a base on it. And most of all, no matter what happens, we should never, ever, ever, ever give up. That's just not what we do. He doesn't know if we've realized it yet. We've accomplished so much. We are kind of badass. Remember, Vice like 15. We've escaped from Valun Coliseum and the Grand Fortress twice. We crossed throughout the ocean. We found a cat's treasure. We defeated 3 out of the admirals of the Armada, and there's only 5 of them to begin with. Took 2 of the Gigas out of commission and escaped the Grand Fortress again, twice. I had to mention it twice because we escaped twice. Just a wonderful, wonderful thing. For some reason, everyone seems to follow us, even though we're just a little bit insane. That's also a very, very true thing. I agree with him. It's because no matter what happens, we never give up. Anytime something stands in our way, we never let it stop us. Our crew knows that we'll always do everything in our power to protect them. He can tell. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. So many people, no, Gilder, don't do that. We're spinning too much. And on this bridge with this ship, we're going to sail around the world. And that's actually a very true thing. That's what we're going to do. Probably run into things 10 times more dangerous than we've already faced. Well, if you count level, that's probably very true. If we follow his advice, we'll accomplish things we've never even dreamed of, says Gilder. And he is the badass longcoat, so we probably should listen to him. And here comes Clara. Gilder panics. The one thing he's afraid of, and now he is running like hell. Gilder, you better pay me back for the whole lifeboat that you're about to use.
See ya.
He hopes to see us around again sometime. The time he spent sharing with us is probably the most fun he's ever had, even though he spent his life specifically trying to get fun. Now notice, he left through the one door out of this place, and less than a second and a half later, she comes in through the one door into this place, and completely... No, she saw him. Okay, there you go. Said he was going back to the Claudia. We can't lie to Clara about this. She's got to catch him. He's not getting away that easily. It must be terrifying to have someone like that chasing after you. Looks like Gilder's going to need a lot more luck than us. That's, again, probably true. And now we have our own ship. Vice is ready to get to work. So even though everybody else is off doing their own things, and there's no one taking care of the engines, nothing like that, Vice decided, hey, we're going. And he's grinning. He can't believe it. Finally captained his own ship, and the Delphinus is a hell of a ship. Full speed to Crescent Isle. So that's what he wants to do. Vice wants to go to Crescent Isle. Gilder left the party, but Enrique has joined the party. That is right, he is a full party member. He will take part in battles, and he has one of the best abilities in the game. I just can't access it just yet. Enrique says the Delphinus has not yet been completed, the hull has not been fully reinforced, we can't go through stone reefs, and the engine's output have not been properly calibrated, so we can't go through sky rifts. But if we can find some way to fix the hull in the engine, sky rifts and stone reefs pose no problems for this particular ship. And that just let us know that we are kind of confined to flying in the exact same way that we were previously. We cannot go through stone reefs like we could with Little Jack, and we have never been able to go through sky rifts. That's not a very big, different thing for us. So it is time for us to do a couple of things, and the first thing I want to do is I want to walk right over here and talk to this gentleman in purple. We're going to ask him to join our ship's crew, and the one thing that he needs to know is the owner of the ship is willing to pay him what his skills are really worth, so he wants a one-time fee of 10,000 gold. Get him the money and he'll come aboard. We have 10,000 gold, we'll pay it easily, pay it to Lawrence, and now we have a deal. Easy as that. That is our second crew member, Lawrence. He is our helmsman. Once again, I'm going to get into what that actually means in a second. Now we're going to continue on in this wordly direction. Just going to double-check this guy right here. This is Pinta. He travels disguised looking for all sorts of equipment, lives his life searching for exotic and rare things. His dream is to collect all of the rare items in the world, every last one, and Vice is really, really impressed by all of this. Vice's dream is to sail around the world someday, and Pinta knows how we feel. We're a dreamer. They both got big dreams. They got to concentrate on making their dreams. It's a lot of talk, which just, leads to this. So you can have that conversation already with him a long time ago, but now that you have your very own ship, he decides that he's going to join us on the ship. So he's going to be our very first delegate. So really easy, right? The way Pinta used to work in the Dreamcast version of the game is that you would have to play a mini-game on the Dreamcast VMU, that little memory card thing. I actually don't want to buy anything right now. That's right. I need to hold on to my money. But you used to have to do stuff with him, and you do this little mini-game on the VMU, try to collect a bunch of items, including some items that we'll get later on, which nowadays no longer do anything. So you would have to collect 3 items for this minigame, and then you'd bring them to Pinta, and it was only then that he'd actually join your crew. Kind of a pain in the butt. Nowadays, he just joins you flat out, and that's it. Vice the Valiant. That's us. Do I think I can sell you? Balloon of Ages, Balloon Seed, wonderful. Wanted List, Loose Cannon Lapin, and Ixness Demons. Okay, so that's that. There's the black spot. Angel of Death wants to say hi to us again. Frankly, I don't really care. I'm not going to bother with her for a little while. Need some more Moonberries before I'm going to be willing to do that. Let's just go run over here again real quick. I just want to see if one of the bounties is here. Nope. Okay, well, we'll come back to him later. That's fine. I don't really care. So, we've gotten a couple of crew members so far, so I should probably talk about what crew members actually do. And I'll show you this in a couple seconds as we get underway, because I'm going to go visit Doc next. But crew members have active effects on your ship and on your crew. This can be effects in battle and outside of battle, depending on exactly who you're talking about. Let's go talk to Doc. And so some crew members will say in ship-to-ship combat, some crew members might give you invincibility to cannon fire for a short period of time. One crew member doubles your active SP for a turn. Another crew member makes it so rare items drop more often. There's a lot of stuff like that. So you definitely want to make sure that you get as many as you can. And then when you're able to get at least one crew member in every single slot, you can use a special attack in combat called Blue Rogues. And every crew member on the ship attacks, and each one has their own individual ability, depending on which one you happen to have active at any given time. So definitely something you want to do. Not to mention, of course, that collecting all crew members is part of being Vice the Sky King, so we want to do that anyways. So we got ourselves an Ancient Bracer. We also got the McGillic's Idol. Now, that McGillic's Idol is one of those items that you must have in order to get Pinta on your crew. You're very welcome, Maria. Part of getting Pinta on your crew. For now, though, because we're in the GameCube version, it doesn't actually do anything other than being selling fodder. If you need money, you can sell it, but that's about it. So Doc's thanking us. Maria's slowly becoming herself again. He owes everything to us and doesn't know what to say. Thanks us from the bottom of his heart. And don't get all mushy, man. We'll keep on gathering fish to make her happy. That's all we care about. We apparently remind him of a man he used to work with. He was a lot like us, honest, kind, brave and true, all that good stuff. A little bit more refined. But his name was Ramirez. Listen to Fina gasp. And he hears that he's been promoted to the position of Admiral in the Balloon Armada now. See? There's the gasp. Ramirez? Yes, Ramirez. Yes, we know him. So, can you tell us what you know about Ramirez? Sure. So this keep in mind, this cutscene cannot happen before getting out of the Grand Fortress. So there's Ramirez in his Sylvite clothes. Back when Doc was still working for Admiral Mendoza in the Valuna Army, they were sailing around mid-ocean when they encountered a ship with the likes they had never seen. And aboard that ship was Ramirez. He was an odd fellow to say the least, and distinctly remember the clothes he had on were very unusual. I actually liked that outfit, to be honest. But Ramirez turned out to be as intelligent as he was good with a blade. Admiral Mendoza grew to like him rather quickly, and saw that he had potential, and began training him to become an officer of the Valuna Armada. Had very high hopes for the guy. They were all surprised at how little he knew about the world, but he was so honest and so sincere that everybody loved him. Reminds you of someone, Fina? And Doc himself was glad to have a crewmate who seemed trustworthy, someone he could call a friend. Well, that's all very nice. Well, look, Ramirez looks so happy in that armor. Ramirez, from this day forth, you're a member of the Valuna Armada, hold your chin high, blah, 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 yada, 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 things to do. So, everybody congratulates everybody. Doc still has that dot in the middle of his forehead, and that's about that. Everybody calls him Doc. Wahaha. Never change. You two are like sons to Mendoza, the sons he never had. He hopes he can count on them as his right-hand men. And, he already has 2 lovely daughters, now he wants sons as well. Lots of banter back and forth. The 2 of them count as him as they would a father. Wonderful. And Ramirez is just so very choked up about that it's such a big thing for him. So, who would have thought that Dr. Ramirez used to be buddies? That's that, yeah. They don't seem like the type that would be together. Now, Maria is still using that bell. So, feel free to come by and visit whenever you like. She's sure that Maria and her little feathered friend will be glad to see him. But don't forget to bring more moonfish. Yes, well, I have not gotten the grand, reward for getting all the moonfish. So, definitely I'll be bringing those back. Okay, so next thing's next. Now we need to go back to Pirate Isle. For one reason and one reason only, actually. We need to pick up a crew member there. As I said, heading on out here, we're going to go to Pirate's Isle real quick. Because we want to get ourselves one of our crew members. And each one of them has good skills. Now, keep in mind, I have a couple that I have a preference for. So typically, I'll have one crew member set, and I will not change it, because there's certain things I value over others. In some cases, these are mutable. Like, these are skills that some will want, some won't. Almost there. So here's Pirate's Isle. It's been basically rebuilt since the last time we were here, so everybody's getting back to their normal lives, safe in the knowledge that we'll be here to protect them should anything happen. And that's pretty true. So, because we're in such a large ship, we can't just dock here anymore, so we have our little lifeboat. So, don't have to worry about Little Jack incident happening all over again. Now we have lifeboats. So, now we're back here. And we have exactly one thing to do here. We got to pick up one crew member, otherwise Pirate's Isle's already been completed. Specifically, we need to pick up Pow. Now, this is going to sound really weird, but Pow is actually the guy I need to grab. Vice says he wants to ask us to do something for him. They really wish they could come with us and help out, but they're still too young. But, well, that's what their parents say at least. But they want us to take Pow with them, and he'll help us out. Pow seems to really like the idea. He's always been there for them whenever they needed someone to cheer them up. He was there, and they were just thinking that maybe if Pow could go with us, he could cheer us up whenever we need it. Well, that's a wonderful idea. Pow is going to be the newest member of our crew. He's going to sail on that big ship with us, and Pow seems to really like the idea. Pow has joined our crew as a jester, of sorts. I love these little customized comments that the game makes every once in a while. It doesn't happen very often, just a little thing that happens. But I do like the game really does acknowledge that this is a weird, out of the ordinary thing. Okay, so we have done absolutely everything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on fast forward real quick until we get back to Crescent Isle. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, I kind of lied. We're not going directly to Crescent Island first. We have a couple things we want to do real quick in Nasr. The first thing we want to do is we want to go actually up in here and go into the city proper, because there are a couple things we want to get done here that we weren't able to do earlier. First of all, we want to go close to where those two people are talking up here. Right up here. Because there's going to be a Cham right there. So that's the first thing. Second thing we want to do is we want to go up this ramp and talk to Osman, because I believe Osman's going to have a couple of words for us. Osman's shop is gone. It's too much for her to bear, or him. I have no idea what the hell this thing is. But their shop is nothing more than a heap of rubble, and the clerk ran off with all the money. Osman's completely ruined. Aka feels kind of sorry for her. Maybe we should take her with us on the ship. And Osman is suddenly interested in it. How big is it? How much cargo can it hold? How much money do we make from transporting goods? Absolutely nothing. We steal everything. We may not look like much, but we seem to be doing well for ourselves. Osman decided they will go with us on our ship because it sounds like they can make some money. They can't just decide that all by themselves, but Osman says they are an excellent trader. They can help us find treasures that would normally be almost impossible to find. Aka comments that she seems to recall someone saying they couldn't loan us even 1 gold without collateral because they weren't running a charity, and Osman is very contrite about that, apologizing for sending us away so cold-heartedly. They'll make us so much money that anything they would have loaned us before will seem like moon dust. And now we have gained our first merchant. If I remember correctly, I think Osman gives us expensive items, I believe is what they do. Okay. It's obviously a cool thing. So that is that. So we got ourselves a Cham right there. We got ourselves Osman. So the last thing we need to do is go out here. So we got one more guy we need to talk to before we actually leave for Crescent Isle. And that's going to be over here. I don't believe I ever went to talk to him during the Let's Play, but if you go up that ladder, you could have talked to this guy over here, who will talk about how he was getting so bored of all the training exercise and how he really wanted to have a chance to shoot some Valuans. Very patriotic dude up here. Well, you know, his chance came, so let's see exactly how well his whole shooting Valuans thing went when the actual invasion happened. So here's Khazim. He's cursing. They called him the best gunner around. He was Khazim, the crack shot, but he let down his guard, and before he could do anything to stop them, the enemy turned the whole city into dust. Really chaps his hide. He thinks he will fly right over to Valu and give him a blast with in the chops. But we comment that if he does anything like that, he'll just get blasted right back. It's way too reckless. And Aka's just amused, saying that this is the man who is so reckless as to escape from Valu twice over. Khazim is suddenly interested. Yes, we are. We are Vice. That is right. We are that pirate Vice who abducted the Valuan prince and blasted our way out of the Grand Fortress. That is absolutely true. And Vice doesn't know about the abducted part, but yes, that's him. He's Vice. And because Khazim decides that he's got to do this for him, he's got to let him join our crew. Which, you know what, I'm completely cool with. He'll never be satisfied until he's had delivered a blow from his cannon to Valua. He must join forces with us and become our ship's gunner. And he decides this on its own. Doesn't sound like we're going to be able to say anything else, so we're just going to have him join us. And that's that. Now we have Khazim on our crew as a gunner. If I remember correctly, Khazim's effect is that our main cannons do more damage, which is a pretty cool effect. Okay, so we've gained a lot of crew members on this episode, and we're not quite done yet. I've got at least 3 more that I expect to get in very short order, though I don't know if I'm going to be able to get all of them in the same episode. And memory says I might be missing a... yes, I'm missing a treasure chest. That's right. We got to go back in here real quick. If we look over here-ish, somewhere back here is another Moonberry in a chest. There it is. That treasure chest would have been blocked by crates the last time we were here. The city has to be destroyed for us to get that. So don't miss that one. Luckily, that is not a point-of-no-return chest. You can always go back and get that one after the city's been destroyed. And now we can go ahead and leave. A very productive day, I should say. There's a save point I don't actually need right now. Okay. We're going to turn to the Delphinus. We've completed all we need to do in Nasrad. I don't think we ever need to come back here. I think we're pretty much done. So let's head out. So I will descend. We'll go around Nasrad. We're going to return to Crescent Isle. If you missed the Map of Ages earlier, this is a really good time to snag it. Okay, so continuing north we shall go. There's Crescent Isle right there. It's not exactly a long ways away, to be completely honest with you. So in we go. We're going to just dock right here. And we're going to show everybody where our new base is going to be. So after the blackness parts, everybody gets to see exactly where we spent all that time. And if I remember correctly, that's Vice's theme in the background. I love this song. Aka thinks this is amazing. Enrique looks completely seasick. I love the grin he tries to give, but you can see he's just not doing very well. He's never seen anything so beautiful. He actually can see blue sky, but someone's a little bit airsick. All this traveling is a little rough for our sheltered prince. Enrique does not even deny it. He never realized sailing could be so rough, but this is his decision, and he can't let a little air sickness slow him down. I completely agree with him. But he does not seem to be doing all that well. Vino wants to know if he's going to be alright, and Vice and Akel, this is going to be a long trip for Enrique. Once you get used to sailing, you'll be, not so much of a problem. So a gangly old man, how would you know, just from the sound of the voice, the man's gangly? Old, sure, but... So we turn around, and all of a sudden, there's a small old man and a gangly old man standing right there. Gilder told them that we needed a crew, and now they're here to report for duty. That's a problem. If anything's broke, he can fix it. He's the greatest engineer that ever lived. If we want, he can get it running smoother than ever, crank it up to a few notches, give it some more power. He's already thinking about it. And here's Ismail. Want something built? He builds it. And if we don't want something built, he'll build it anyways. He's going to build some buildings for us because we're going to need a base. Thank you so much. Leave it up to them, but before they get started, they're going to need some funds to cover the expenses and labor. Problem's going to fortify the hull of our ships. We'll be able to pass through the stone reefs, and then he's going to upgrade our engines, so we'll be powering through sky rifts in no time. But it's going to cost us about 25,000 gold. And Ismail plans to build us a port and some living quarters, but altogether it's going to be about 75,000 gold. What a bargain! Altogether, they're going to need to give them about 100,000 gold to get this all taken care of. Now, keep in mind, we did just get 2,000 gold just in that last fight. The Delphinus does need some modifications, and they're going to need more than a couple of caves to call this a base. So Vice comments that Enrique is right. Let's put off our search for the other moon crystals until we can get 100,000 gold to pay these gentlemen. Which is going to mean that I'm going to have to spend some time off-screening, because I actually do not have 100,000 gold on me. I have about 78,000 at this time, but that's about it. Now, I just want to check something real quick here. Because this is, if I remember correctly, this is going to be the very last time in the game where you're able to get the 2 chests back here. I'm just kind of curious if you can actually still get them. So the one that's back here, yeah, you can still access them. Okay, guys, so this is a point of no return. If you do not get these chests right now, you will not be able to get them at all. And you're going to miss out on a couple of chests. You don't have to get 100% chest completion in order to get Vice the Sky King, but you do need something like 95%, 97%, some large number like that. So you got to make sure you don't miss these. But, yeah. So just to finish up here, so I have to go and I've got to farm up about 22,000 gold. It shouldn't take me very long. So I'm going to go get that done. Just wanted to show this off real quick before we're done. If we go over to our right menu here, now we have the change crew option beneath our journal. And if we go there, we can see all of our crew members so far and exactly what they do. So Lawrence is our active helmsman, and he sails a ship for a steep price. He will increase our ships quick if we happen to use him during combat. Our gunner Khazim, having him in our active crew is a passive effect that will increase the damage done by our main cannons. Osman being in our active crew will increase our chance of finding expensive items that we can either sell or use. Marco as a sailor, if we use the crew command, he will double all of our spirit points for 1 turn. I think that's double what we earn, I think. Jester being used, the POW being used as a crew command will raise our chances of attacking first for a full turn. And Pinta is our delegate. If we use the crew command, he'll protect our ship from enemy cannon fire for a full turn. Each of those for a full turn effects can only be used once during any given fight. But, yeah. Well, that's going to be it for me today, guys. We are Vice the Valiant, and we have a lot... Oh, I have 2 captain stripes I need to be using. Let's get those used, yeah. Okay. Well, that's going to be it for today, guys. When I return next time, I will have 100,000 gold that we can use to go ahead and upgrade our ship and start our base off. And then we can see about getting everything else done, about increasing the amount of crew members we have and all that jazz. But let's not, let's not say that we didn't do a ton this time. We gained, what, 2 Chams, a couple Moonberries, got at least 2 chests, we got, like, 6 crew members. We did a lot of stuff, and Brabham and Ismail will be joining us as soon as I pay them, so that's going to be 8 crew members gotten extremely quickly. I feel accomplished. I will see you guys next time. Ta-ta.